points. Wiki really putting pressure with 24. Ifan Yuba, third with 23. And then Yimba, back to familiar territory. They're completing the top 4. Let's look at the bottom 4 very quickly. This is where you don't want to find your team. And you have the 2 Port Harcourt teams there in the bottom 4, joined by their South brothers, Bayelsa United, sandwiched, of course, by Taraba FC. You have Dolphins with 12 points, Taraba FC with 11 points, Bayelsa with 11, and Sharks of Port Harcourt, bottom of the table, with 10. This is really murky waters for the Blue Angels. They are not doing themselves any favor at all where they are. Toby, so for us, what for week 13, match day 13, for you?
Yeah, really interesting, just like you mentioned.
Are you surprised at the teams here?
No, really, I'm not surprised.
You're just happy that 3 are not here. Lobby have also moved out of this place.
Yeah, maybe. For Nubi South, imagine they've got Bashuru during the transfer window. Saw them in Ibadan, played a terrible game, considered 3 goals, and they drew the next game. And it was a very good one for Nubi Stars. For Kra United, they were 1 goal up before Nubi fought back. It is very difficult to play teams at the bottom. They always want to get something on draw and maybe consolidate that when they get to. For Shooting Star, just like I mentioned, Imba was a big game. Ubiozo was tormenting, was massive. And then they got a point. They played well. They dominated the second half, but Imba are more matured. They look very brave. They've played.
But then when you look at the players that you have in 3SC, they are players who are also experienced campaigners.
Yeah, you want to give it to them. I mean, Alaba and Sadiq was very massive. They did everything to keep
Ajani
Ibrahim,
Moses James.
Jimo was through from the wing. They look very good going forward. Though they missed Junior Ajayi, who was on national duty. Oluko Kona Meshak, yes, looked jittery a bit, but I think it was still a very good performance for them. If you play like this on the road against a weaker team, you might get a point. For Infa by 4 goals on the road, looks very massive. They look up there, going strong. Sunshine Star, just like you said, they look very consistent. They can get goals from anywhere. I mean, when Ponolubi scored the first goal, I counted that is 3 goals for them from set pieces. They scored two goals from set pieces against
Sunshine
Warriors.
Looking the real deal.
They look very real. They hedge out Warriors. They hedge out Pillars. 3 goes nothing. The third conceding goal look very good for them. And also Abia Warriors, trying to step up. Dolphin look terrible for them. Giwa, a very stubborn team to host. They look very stubborn.
Very stubborn team.
Very stubborn team. They look very strong when they play you at home. So it was a very good weekend. Atlant back to winning waves after Erasmus Ono was suspended. Wiki also looked.
It's like when you suspend your coach now, your team will start getting results.
They lost the first game after Erasmus Ono.
Look at Rangers, for example, suspending Kelechi Emetole and then picking a point on the road.
And anyway, I mean, it was a very good weekend for the Nigerian professional.
Let's take a look at the top scorers now very quickly. I'm going to come to you on this one. The marksmen in the league, those who are finding the back of the net for their clubs. Let's take a look at the top scorers in the league. We have on 7 goals, 2 players. We have the Kolanot boy, Chisom Chikatara of Abia Warriors. And then you have Bright AJK of Atlant. They are amongst the top marksmen with 7 goals. Tunde Adeniji, fantastic young player, full of running, full of energy. 6 goals for Sunshine. And of course, you have Shaibu Ibrahim of Giwa. You have Ocheme Edo of Giwa. These guys are on 5 goals. Will any of them be looking good to break Unfon Udo's record of 23 goals at the end of the season? Only time will tell. But on your take very quickly, match day 13 of the Globe Premier League. I'm happy that the momentum is still going on. Officiating is still tip-top. Teams are still picking points on the road. And so far, no negative stories around some of these games that we see.
Yeah, like all of us agreed. I think Fanyuba United going to Katsina to hammer them 4-1. Somebody was saying, trying to make a case for Academy that they are playing in Katsina. I said, see, well, if you're a good team...
But they've been playing in Kano.
Yeah, if you're a good team, you should not get to 4-1. If you're going to lose, you lose, respectably. Maybe 2-1.
I mean, it doesn't even matter. You can lose anywhere.
I mean, a good team should also be able to play on a good pitch.
Anywhere.
No, if you can't play, if you are hosting your game on a bad pitch, that means you are not good.
Atlant beat Kwara 3-0, 3-1 in Ilorin, and then they were hammered 3-0 in. So win anywhere, play anywhere, win anywhere. That's how it should be. And that's what the LMC is trying to achieve.
For the 2 Port Harcourt teams, I read a story credited to Stanley Guma, lamenting that players no longer want to play for them.
There's no money.
In Sharks and Dolphins, and any player you try to, lure to Port Harcourt, they will tell you that, they don't want to come there and suffer. So these are terrible times. I learned that the governor said he will pay them this week. We just hope that he honors his word so that these players can get motivated. When you are playing and you are hungry, you can't give in your best.
You can't. You can. All right, let's run very quickly now and take a look at the lower league, the National League. The National League is also going on very, very strong. Let's take a look at Division 1A. I beg your pardon, A1. Adamawa United 1-0 over Supreme Court. Jigawa Golden Stars 1-0 over Kogi United. After this game, Kogi United coach threw in the 12.
Yep. You know, I mean,
Plateau 3-0 over Spotlight. And you'll be 1-0 over Kaduna. So the Kogi coach has resigned.
You know,
Yomi Elijah.
Interestingly, Tony, I mean, Kogi, that means 3 coaches in less than 2 seasons.
That's not a good story.
Not
the turnover of coaches is too high.
You know, during the preseason, everything was high. Like Kogi will go
They said
promoted.
they were going targeting promotion.
They were ambitious, but it's not really looking good for Yomi Elijah. Maybe he needed to step aside for Kogi United.
For losing away?
I mean.
Okay. So let's take a look at the other A2. Tornadoes 1-0 over Gombe. ABS 1-0 over Mighty Jets. FC Zamfara 1-0 over FRSC. These are the results from A2, Group A2, Week 6 of the Nigeria National League. Let's come to the South. Yep. B1, Insurance of Benin, truly at home, Hamad Nembe 3-0.
That should be their first win this season?
Oh, for Insurance of Benin?
They look terrible so far.
Wow.
And they say they want to get promotion?
Aqua Starlet and MFM 0-0. Atiba United 1-0 over Julius Atete. And then in the Southwest Derby, it was Gateway 1-0 over First Bank in Abeokuta.
Controversial penalty.
All right.
According to report.
Controversial penalty according to reports. Stated very clearly.
Yeah, I said
if you still love yourself and you want to be going to Abeokuta. Okay, Korodu United in Division B2, 1-0 over Crown. Abia Comets 1-0 over Ekiti. This game was abandoned, Toby.
Yep.
Remo were losing 0-1 to Bosdo.
Yep.
And,
I mean, according to report, you know, Bosdo was leading, surprisingly, because everyone felt Bosdo would be the whipping boys already. But
the group.
They got a goal and they were looking good. And Remo Stars were awarded a penalty.
And then they worked out.
I mean, they said they wouldn't continue. So it's looking as if Remo will get that.
Okay, Bosdo abandoned the game.
Abandoned the game.
So, and the last one, Prime 1-0 over Go Round. We'll talk about Go Round maybe on Wednesday, because the team manager of Go Round was suspended by the National League, and it's a very good.
A lot of suspension flying.
Yeah, he's a very good friend of. He's a very good friend of mine. I must state, Sonny Obo is a very good friend of mine, the general manager of Go Round.
So showing up a wrong attitude.
And I told him, why were you suspended? How could you be suspended? Maybe you're a gentleman. Why could you be suspended?
You know, sometimes you might be emotional.
And he told me that if it was the Pope that was in the situation, the Pope would do worse. And he sent me videos of the goals he scored that were disallowed. We'll try and get it to you on Wednesday. He said even if it was the Pope that was the team manager of Go Round that day, there was no way we wouldn't fight.
But I mean, Tony, for everything, everything he has said, yes, good goal is allowed, but you can't take the loss into your
You can't take the loss into
your
your
hands. You can't even abandon the game.
We will try and get those videos for you on Wednesday. Hopefully, get it for you on Wednesday. Maybe you agree with him that those goals were good goals disallowed. In the game they played in Umahia against Abia Comets. Is Abia Comets? I think Abia Comets. Abia Starlets or Abia Comets. Abia Comets. We'll get it to you on Wednesday and talk about it as well on the show. Let's close the show this way. Gentlemen, let's wrap up the show on this note. Kingsley Sokari is on his way to Esperance, or he has signed already. And those are the pictures on your screen. That's one player who is a Flying Eagles player, a Dream Team player, a Super Eagles player, and a Yimba player.
I mean, a very talented midfielder. You need to give it to him. You know, join the Yimba.
So he's on his way out.
In 2013, play a couple of time for some academic clubs. He won 2 FA Cup with the Yimba, and I think
fantastic player.
One of those talented. You want to remember him for that fabulous goal he scored during the 20 World Cup. I mean, also with the 3 Super Eagles, we saw him against South Africa in a friendly game. He's one of those talented players from the Nigeria. I think Yimba will miss it. But I saw Yimba without Zokari. He still look very solid, look compact. And we want to say congratulations to Zokari, and maybe more of this for more of our top players in the league.
Oh yeah, the story of Zokari, it was discovered at the Grassroots tournament in Rivers State, and it has grown in leaps and bounds after that. I mean, it shows if you really put efforts into grassroots, a lot of these guys are there. You find them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Kingsley Sokari, Christian Piagbara, all of them.
I agree with you, Tony. And for those players, you don't need eternity, to show that you're a good player. When you get to the right club and you're professional in your attitude, you work hard, like his coach in Eyimba said, the Kana, that he doesn't make the same mistake. After a game, you try to correct him. He takes it in good faith and tries to improve. I think he's reaping the reward for his hard work, for his level of sense of professionalism. We must say here that Nigerian players have always been good, deals for Esperance. You know, the former, I think the former
A lot of Nigerian players now.
Yeah,
Edward is
yeah,
there.
Lacrosse.
Bernard Bobo, we are told, is on his
Even
way
to the
there.
Northern African leagues.
The former GM said they bought